Betrayed by her husband Jason, Medea takes a path of ruthless retribution, culminating in one of the most heart-wrenching acts in mythology, the murder of her own children. Welcome to Stories Behind Art. Today, we are going to delve into the dramatic and emotionally charged world of Eugène Delacroix's Medea about to kill her children, also known as Midi Furious. This harrowing story has been told and retold through the ages, but few have captured its raw emotion and intensity like Delacroix. Join us as we delve into the myth of Medea and analyze Delacroix's portrayal of her ultimate act of despair. We will uncover the layers of symbolism, technique, and historical context that makes this artwork a timeless masterpiece. But before that, let's get to know the artist behind this powerful painting. Eugène Delacroix, born in 1798 in Charenton-Saint-Maurice, France, is one of the most prominent figures of the Romantic movement in art. Renowned for his dynamic compositions, vibrant use of color, and ability to convey intense emotion, Delacroix's works often explore themes of passion, violence, and the sublime, drawing inspiration from literature, history, and contemporary events. Delacroix was famous for his optical effects and intense brushstrokes, as well as his skill as a lithographer, creating exquisite illustrations for works by literary giants like William Shakespeare, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, and Walter Scott. He gained inspiration from the old masters, including Peter Paul Rubens, Titian, and Caravaggio, focusing on movement and color in his artworks rather than just modeled forms and clear outlines. This approach gave his paintings a romantic and dramatic flair, heavily influenced by the works of Lord Byron, known for incorporating sublime forces into his creations. In 1822, Delacroix made his first major painting, The Bark of Dante, inspired by Theodore Géricault's The Raft of Medusa. This painting was a sensation at the Paris Salon and was purchased by the state for the Luxembourg Galleries 2 years later. Despite some criticism for its portrayal of suffering, Delacroix became a leading figure in the Romantic art movement. Delacroix's exceptional ability to infuse his paintings with emotional depth and his innovative approach to color and composition make him a master of Romantic art, whose influence resonates to this day. When it comes to the painting we are going to explore today, to fully appreciate it, we must delve into Medea's myth. A figure from Greek mythology, Medea is best known for her tragic and vengeful narrative. Medea, a sorceress and the princess of Colchis, was born on an island in the Black Sea, a place the Greeks considered a barbaric edge of the world. Medea was incredibly intelligent, which made men of her time uneasy, casting her as a vexatious woman. She never shied away from speaking her mind, and her actions were often driven by intense emotion, leading to her being viewed more as a villain than a victim. Her father's strict policy on foreigners did not stop her from aiding Jason, defying her father and even killing her own brother in the process. Her passionate love for Jason, perhaps sparked by Eros, led her to commit multiple murders for his sake. She sacrificed everything for him, defying her father, abandoning her homeland, and deceiving the daughters of King Peleus into killing their own father, all in the name of love. Her love was so overwhelming that she even contemplated suicide if she could not help Jason. Without Medea, Jason would not have achieved his heroic status by the time they arrived in Corinth as a married couple. If Medea were a man, she would be idolized for her bravery and cunning, but as a woman, she was dismissed as a barbaric, angry outsider. In Jason's society, women were valued less than slaves without a man's claim. Yet, Medea was not like other women. She was the mastermind behind Jason's success, fighting his battles and guiding him to victory. Jason's betrayal, marrying the king's daughter, ignited Medea's fury. After all she had done for him, Jason's ingratitude and society's perception of her as a barbaric outsider fed her rage. He belittled her, claiming she owed her place in civilized Greece to him, while it was he who owed his status to her sacrifices. Jason's ambition drove him to marry Creon's daughter, not love. His broken vow turned Medea's passionate love into an equally passionate hatred. Stronger than lover's love is lover's hate, incurable in each the wounds they make. Euripides, Medea. Medea's pride and heartbreak, combined with her violent impulses, led to her exile by King Creon. Fearful of her, Creon banished her and her sons, fueling her hatred further. Once a powerful princess who defied her father for love, she was now a foreigner forced into exile as a scorned woman. Creon and Jason's actions were driven by their fear of her feminine power. But instead of subduing her, they sealed their own fates. Medea sent a cursed wedding dress to Creon's daughter, which burned her alive and killed Creon as he tried to save her. Hate is a bottomless cup. I will pour and pour. Euripides, Medea. Her heart consumed by vengeance, Medea sought to inflict the deepest pain on Jason, even at the cost of her own children's lives. Her revenge, making Jason suffer, became more important than anything else. In this, she transformed from a debatable victim into a villain. Her impulsive, rage-driven actions made her a symbol of feminine strength in a male-dominated world, yet also highlighted her descent into madness and cruelty. Now, let's examine the composition and setting of Delacroix's Medea about to kill her children. Painted in 1838, this artwork captures the climactic moment when Medea, driven to madness by Jason's betrayal, is about to commit the unthinkable act. The painting is set in a dark, claustrophobic interior, with dramatic lighting that highlights Medea's anguished expression and the terrified faces of her children. The intense chiaroscuro, the contrast between light and dark, enhances the emotional tension and underscores the psychological turmoil of this scene. Delacroix's Medea grips her two boys in her arms while her left hand holds a dagger. Her backward glance shows her at a moment of spite against her husband and the world that has supposedly doomed her to suffer from his unfaithfulness. Her body is turned towards us, as if she is initiating the deed before she is fully aware, her rage blinding her to moral sense and the love of family. Delacroix places the grouping in a dark alcove to stress both the inhumanity of the deed and the blackness of Medea's fury. Her eyes are veiled in shadow, blinding her to the natural familial bond. In contrast, her bosom is highlighted, which ordinarily would evoke the nurturing function of a mother. However, the knowledge of her intent tragically denies maternity in the most brutal and animalistic of ways. The composition is pyramidal, seemingly simple but actually the result of 20 years of research into the subject. The colors are dark. The reds of the draped fabric matches cleverly with the brown of the landscape and the muted green of Medea's dress. In the center of the intermingled limbs and flesh, the dagger serves as the only vertical axis in the painting. Highlighted by the white fabric, it seems to jump out from the painting, better warning the viewer of the drama about to unfold. This painting, with its tragic subject, spectacular composition, violently contrasting lighting, and sensual tangle of bodies, contains all the elements of a romantic masterpiece. The museum is fortunate to also own the sketch and 31 preparatory drawings for the painting. Delacroix masterfully employs symbolism to heighten the emotional impact of the painting. Medea's wild, disheveled hair and furrowed brow convey her inner turmoil and descent into madness. Her powerful, muscular arms contrast with the delicate, frightened children, emphasizing the tragic power imbalance. The dark, enclosed space around her symbolizes her mental entrapment and isolation, while the small glimpse of light in the background suggests the glimmer of humanity she is about to extinguish. The tension in her posture, the grip on the dagger, and the children's pleading gestures all contribute to the scene's heart-wrenching intensity. Medea's story, with its themes of love, betrayal, and revenge, resonates across centuries, reflecting the complexities of human nature. Delacroix's painting captures this narrative with stunning visual impact, inviting us to ponder the depths of Medea's despair and the extremes of her actions. The tragic heroine, caught between love and hate, challenges us to consider the societal and personal forces that shape our destinies. In understanding Delacroix's work, we not only appreciate his artistic brilliance, but also gain insight into the broader cultural and historical currents of his time. His portrayal of Medea serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring relevance of classical myths and the ways in which they continue to speak to the human experience. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of art, myth, and history. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more captivating stories from the world of art. Until next time, keep exploring and appreciating the beauty and depth of artistic masterpieces.